Mahler from KJR up in Seattle. All right, Dave. So we're talking a little bit about the Hawks and Russell Wilson. Let's get into Bobby Wagner. What did you think of the Wagner cut? And there's actually talk the 49ers are one of the teams interested in
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner. What do you think of that decision? What does he got left?
Well, let me just think about Bobby Wagner wearing a 49er uniform playing next to Warner. Hang on just a second. I mean, it's bad enough seeing Richard Sherman in a Niner uniform. And then I got to watch Bobby Wagner in a Niner uniform. Yeah, well, I mean, you cut the guy. He's got a right to do whatever the hell he wants for crying out loud, right? So, I mean, look, Bobby Wagner is one of our all-time favorites up here. He's a phenomenal dude, great player. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know, we put a poll out on Twitter yesterday, Larry, asking people who are they sadder to see go, Bobby Wagner or Russell Wilson. And Bobby Wagner won by a landslide. I mean, it was
Wow.
75. Yeah, it was 25%. So that goes to show you, first of all, how annoyed people were with Russell's crap. And then second of all, how much they love Bobby Wagner. So, yeah, he's third in the NFL in tackles last year. I mean, of course the guy can still play, right? He's one of the top 10 linebackers in football. He absolutely can still play. Now, he may only have 1 or 2 years left in the game because you know as well as me, there's no gradual decline in the NFL. The NFL, you can either play and then boom, you fall off a freaking cliff, right? You go from the penthouse to the outhouse overnight. So that might happen to Bobby Wagner, but if you're looking to get 1 good year, 2 good years maybe out of Bobby Wagner, absolutely the guy can still play.
Is Schneider done? Because I've heard Tyler Lockett rumors. People are saying DK's next. What
Right.
is Schneider done, or are they in a full fledged rebuild and they're going to start trading all their parts, or is this it and they're going to build up from here?
Can they get Deshaun Watson? If they get Deshaun Watson, then no, they're not in a
Okay,
rebuild. If they get Marcus Mariota or Gardner Minshew or Drew Lock as their quarterback and draft Malik Willis or Matt Corral or whoever, then yeah, probably. I mean, it totally depends on what happens at quarterback, right? All of this
right.
depends on what happens at quarterback. And, you know, I don't think they're going to trade DK Metcalf. I mean, DK Metcalf's a freaking monster, and he's got a year left on his contract. They'll probably try and re-sign him this offseason. Now, Lockett, different story. He's 30 years old. He's making a lot of money. The problem with Tyler Lockett, he's got a $31 million dead cap number for
Wow.
2022. That makes things very, very problematic. So I don't think the Hawks are necessarily going to have a fire sale. I think Pete Carroll is 70 years old, like I said, and he wants to win games, right? I mean, getting rid of all those guys would mean he's 4 or 5 years behind in putting something together unless he finds the great quarterback or hits in the draft the way he did back in 2010 through 2012. So I think there's a difference between a rebuild and a fire sale because a rebuild could mean you're a quarterback away. A fire sale means get rid of everybody before their contracts expire and they walk away as free agents. So I don't see that.
Couple last ones, Dave, before we let you out of here. We really appreciate you doing it.
Yeah,
Brian Schneider is the new Niners special team coach. He was up there for a decade. I know he's
yeah.
widely respected as a special team coach, but he's left a couple of gigs for personal reasons. What's the story with Schneider as a coach, and why did he wind up leaving
Yeah.
Seattle?
Well, there's a lot of rumors, most of which I don't feel comfortable getting into because it's not fair to him, and I
Sure.
don't, I can't substantiate him. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
it would be totally unfair of me to just start throwing stuff out there, you know, based on rumor and innuendo, especially when it could affect the guy's family. So, I mean, look, for a guy to step away from a football team, for a guy to step away from multiple jobs, obviously something personal was happening behind closed doors. But yeah, I mean, think about what the guy did when he was here. I mean, they had a great special teams unit led by guys like John Ryan, Stephen Hauschka. He had some great return guys in Percy Harvin and Tyler Lockett. I just think that Brian Schneider is absolutely one of the more respected special teams coaches in the NFL. And he's not, I repeat, not related to John Schneider. If anybody ever asks you, you can sound smart, which you are, and you can say, no, Softy told me he is not related to John Schneider at all.
DJ Reed came from the Niners, went up there, played well for you guys this year. There's a lot
Yeah.
of talk the 49ers may try to bring him back into the fold. They've got a lot of holes in their secondary. What'd you think of the job that Reed did? What kind of player do you think he was this year for Seattle?
I thought he was phenomenal, and I'm watching him play thinking, why the hell did San Francisco let him walk? I mean, it's
Right.
amazing, right, that he was not brought back. And they tried to scrap heap twice with you guys. They tried it with DJ Reed. That worked out. They tried it with Akella Witherspoon. That did not work out. And then he goes to Pittsburgh, and he's playing well for the Steelers. So go figure that out. But DJ Reed is a right corner. He's not a left corner. I think they need him back big time unless they draft somebody. Even then, they're looking for a left corner full time to eventually replace the spot that was vacated by Richard Sherman a couple years ago. But yeah, I mean, DJ Reed is a $8-9 million cornerback right now in the NFL. He's one of the top 20 corners in the NFL, as rated by PFF last year. So I think it'd be a big loss for the Seahawks if they don't bring him back. They've got him and they got Quandre Diggs at safety, who they both want back in their secondary, and losing one or the other is going to open up a gigantic hole.
Last football question. We'll finish on a baseball note because I got to get your thoughts on the lockout ending. But
there you go.
The big story today in football, Khalil Mack traded from the Bears to the Chargers. Tom Telesco, my goodness.
Yeah.
Now he's got Nick Bosa or Joey Bosa on one side. He's got Khalil Mack on the other side. It's a 2 and a 6 round picks going back. Telesco stole Khalil Mack. Obviously, he's got a monstrous contract, and that's a big part of this whole thing. But what did you think of that trade? That's going to shake things up. Russell Wilson suddenly is not feeling so good about being in Denver.
I thought it was highway robbery by the Chargers. Are you kidding me? I mean, Khalil Mack for a second and a sixth rounder. I mean, those guys could turn out to be bums, for God's sakes. And you're getting an established commodity for two, risks. I mean, it's unbelievable they were able to pull that off today for Khalil Mack. And for Russell Wilson, I said this the day he was traded. I mean, his road to the Super Bowl, I think, got exponentially harder because in the NFC, who is he really dealing with? He's dealing with Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady's out the door, Kirk Cousins, Kyler Murray, Justin Fields in Chicago, whatever, Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts, whatever. But in the AFC, it's Mahomes, it's Josh Allen, it's Joe Burrow, it's Justin Herbert, it's Lamar Jackson. And now he's in the same division with a team like the Chargers who have a phenomenal defense, man. So, yeah, I think, is Denver even in the top 4 or top 5 right now in the AFC? I would take Buffalo over them. I would take Kansas City over them. I would take Cincinnati over them. I might take the Chargers over them. I might take the Ravens over them. If Denver doesn't get the same Russell Wilson that we had in the first half of 2020, they're going to be in big trouble because that freaking conference is stacked.
All right, last one, brother, and I do appreciate you coming on, man. And I'm excited for this new YouTube channel and doing this stuff, and we're going to do a lot more stuff. But the lockout ended today in MLB, and Seattle has got maybe the top prospect in the game, this young outfielder they've got coming up through their system, and they also kind of made some moves before the whole lockout started. What do you think? I mean, what kind of summer is it going to be for the M's? I mean, are they going to jump in and add? They're going to spend a lot more money and make huge moves. What do you think of where do you think they're headed in this wild, week to 10 days of transactions that's coming?
Well, they got a ton of money to spend, so they should be spending it ASAP. I mean, this is like Black Friday, man, at Best Buy. The freaking doors just swung wide open like an hour ago, and people are going crazy. And Jerry Dipoto is walking in there with a bag full of money saying, blah, blah, blah. It's like the stock market scene in trading places when they're just going crazy and they're all crushing each other. That's what that reminds me of. But they've got plenty of money. They still need a starting pitcher, and they still need a bat. And they made the move for Robbie Ray, who's the Cy Young Award winner.
Right.
He's up there in age, so we'll see if he can match what happened a year ago. He's going from a hitter's park to a pitcher's park, from Rogers Center to T-Mobile, so that should help him a little bit. The rotation looks pretty good. Logan Gilbert, Marco Gonzalez, obviously. Robbie Ray is as good a threesome, I think, as anybody has in the American League West right now. But they still need some offense, man. That's been their biggest bugaboo is freaking offense. And Jared Kelenic was their big prospect. They brought him up. Took him about 4 months to get going and finally had a decent September. Julio Rodriguez is the other guy that you were talking about right there. He's probably not going to make the opening day roster. He's probably still maybe a couple of months away. But, they stripped this thing down to the studs, man. And they have one of the, if not the best minor league systems in baseball, one of the top systems in baseball. And it's exactly what the Astros did. And they went to the World Series. They won a couple of championships, obviously. So we're hoping that the Mariners can do the same because they've never done this before. For as bad as they've been, and they've been awful, they've never done this where they've basically lost on purpose to rebuild the system, stockpile draft picks, and give themselves a buttload of money in free agency. So we'll see. But they won 90 games a year ago, and the next step is obviously making the playoffs, clearly.
All right. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, listen to this guy. Softy, the Softy and Dick show. Is that what it is?
Softy and Dick. And that doesn't describe anatomy. Softy, and it's important, by the way,
right,
to say and. It's important to say and.
That's right. The and has never been so vital.
It's not the Softy Dick show. It's the Softy and Dick show.
At least you got top billing, man. You got top billing.
Yes, we once had Tracy McGrady on with us, and he said, this is the Softy Dick show. I said, no, T-Mac, it's the Softy and Dick show. That's important.
Do you have anywhere within your screen there, do you have the replica Lombardi trophy?
I do. Would you like to see it?
Yes, I would like to see the replica
I knew
Lombardi
you would
trophy.
ask about that. I knew he would. Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous, Larry. If I show this to you, you have to promise not to be jealous of my
promise.
replica Lombardi trophy. Oh, look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, yeah. Don't you wish you had one of those? Look at that. Oh, yeah. And on top of that, there's my Star Wars collection.
Oh, look at that.
Are you jealous of that? Are you jealous of the helmets? Yeah, there's the X-Wing fighter. There's Darth Vader. Yeah, we can walk over here and we can look at the Seahawk helmet collection. Yeah, there's Marshawn Lynch. Okay, and then over here there's the greatest fight of all time, Tyson Holyfield 1. We've got number 5 at Meridian Valley Country Club, the #1 handicap. Hardest to hold in the state, by the way. We're going to walk over here. We're going to see, look at that. There's R2 and C-3PO. Look at that. There's Luke. There's Han on top. We got Leia with the lightsaber.
Oh, Leia, that hairdo's hot.
We got the AT-AT right there, baby. We got the Richard Sherman helmet. We got the Super Bowl 40 helmet over here. We got the Mike Holmgren bobblehead. He's from your neck of the woods in Northern California. You know what he's all about. We got the Griffey statue over here. And then Can I swear on this broadcast, by the way? Is that allowed?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we just had a guy pass away, Jim Swanson, who ran a bar called Swannie's in Seattle. I saw Goose Gossage there. I'm not sure if you see that or not.
I can see it.
Goose Gossage, drunk, belly up at the bar at Swannie's, signed that ball for me. Too Softy. You are the fucking worst, Goose Gossage. Okay?
That's awesome.
How many guys you know have a ball from Goose Gossage? And let's see what we got here. There's a ball from the canceled World Series in 1994. Okay, you see that? That's a collection. There's one of my favorite cards, a Sandy Koufax card. Somewhere in here is a Scott Boras signed baseball. Somewhere around here.
That is awesome.
Here, look at this. Seahawks fans. Niner fans, look at that. There he is right there.
Oh my God, Joe Montana's made it to the man cave of Dave Softy Mahler?
There he is right there.
When he signed it.
My best friend, Joe Montana, okay? And then we're going to go over here, right here in the middle. Can you see that right there?
Yes.
That is all 4 guys traded for Ken Griffey Jr. right there.
Nice.
That ball right there. Yeah, there's a ball by Barry Bonds. He was on steroids when he signed that right there.
Stop.
Okay. Yeah, we got it all, baby. And then here, one more thing. One more thing before we go. One more thing.
Yep.
Yeah, my favorite picture of all time.
Oh.
Look at that. You like that?
Crabtree!
You want a copy of that?
Crabtree! Huh? What was his line? Crabtree, don't try me, Crabtree!
Don't you talk about me. Well, who is talking about you? And by the way, when he walked over and smacked him on the ass, remember that? And Michael got mad and pushed him back.
Yes.
Remember that? Okay.
Yes.
Richard was saying good game. You can actually hear the audio. He says good game.
Good game.
He smacked him on the ass. Yeah.
He just wasn't ready for it at that moment.
That's right. There's
Softy,
a lightsaber collection right there. Look at that. You're jealous. You're jealous of my lightsabers.
Lightsaber?
That's right. And there's Dudley. Dudley, say hello, buddy. Say hello
that's
to Larry.
a good-looking dog. Good-looking
dog. Winnie. Say hello to Larry, Winnie. Yeah, she doesn't give a damn. Yeah, she's out.
All right, brother. Love you, man. Hey, great. Thank you for being on our first Krug show on the YouTube. You're the man. It won't be the last time. And be well. Be well.
You bet.
Onward and upward. Great things ahead. And we'll talk
to you
hopefully during football season, man.
Anytime you need me, I'm here for you. Say goodbye to Don and Sandy before you take off.
Bye, Don. Bye, Sandy. Goddamn Dodgers. Later, bro. Have a good one.
Later. Bye.
Softy Mahler, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Krug Show. Great, man. That was
That
awesome.
was fun, huh?